can remember like brutally how scared, how anxious I was when I was about to post like my first ever like voiceover on TikTok. Sweating, hands trembling, heart pumping, overthinking if people from school are gonna see this. Oh no, my family, my cousins are all gonna see this. Oh, I used to care like so much about like what others were to think of me. I was scared. I had a fear of posting content. At the time, I was already posting like on TikTok, just like videos of me just training at the gym with like the text on the screen. So like I knew I wanted to start posting more. I knew I wanted to start engaging more with my audience. I wanted to start speaking. But it was something I was like so scared of. The fact of just like hearing my voice on a device and just like cringing, overthinking if I didn't say or pronounce words right, bit of a lisp, all of this shit. Like I'd overthink it. I was a pussy. And I'm not going to say it was easy for me to overcome this fear. I'm not going to act all high and mighty. In this video, I'm just going to share with you my lessons and learnings, what really helped me kind of like overcome this fear, which you may have as well. And I hope this can like motivate and inspire you to like combat it, to make progress in your own content creation journey. Even though I'm still like just started, I'm still relatively new to this stuff. I feel like I've made pretty substantial progress with like going from TikTok to voiceover to live streams to long form to this. Like I think it's pretty substantial progress, and I hope this video can motivate and inspire you to overcome this fear. First up, why should you listen to me? Well, my name is Adrian. I've been training in the gym for 6+ years. I've experienced what it's like to overthink and like care so much about what like other people to think of me. It feels purposeful for me to help others strive for improvement in all areas of self-development. Finally, I'm proud of the progress I've made in my journey, and I feel like sharing it with you will only help accelerate your very own progress. Quick plug, I'm currently doing one-on-one coaching calls. These calls are designed to help young men improve their confidence through tailored self-improvement strategies, specifically focuses on identifying your current challenges, setting actionable goals, and providing practical advice to boost your self-confidence. The link's in the description for those of you who are interested. And finally, make sure to subscribe to this channel to get these full-length educational guides a whole lot more often on your homepage, instead of like the shitty clickbait entertainment videos you watch every night, which make you feel like, why do I waste my time watching that? That didn't benefit me at all. If anything, just made me feel worse about myself comparing my life to his. Subscribe to this channel, just purely educational content. My promise to you is that at the end of this video, you will not only learn about how I managed to overcome my fear of posting content, but ultimately you'll become equipped with the education needed to implement these learnings in your own life. So, the parts of this video include 1. Becoming aware of your fear. 2. Eliminating excuses. 3. Educating yourself. 4. Doing what makes you happy. 5. Starting small. And 6. The actionable step. Let's get started. Number 1. Becoming aware of your fear. Younger Adrian would always cope. He was always unaware and like lacked that self-consciousness of the fact that I was scared to post content. I would say I'm not scared. I'll just do it later. I'd like keep delaying it. I'd make excuses, which I'm going to speak about next. But like, I would never attack the problem. I wouldn't admit that I was scared. I wouldn't own my fear because I thought being scared of something is bad. We all have fears. Just because you're scared of something doesn't mean it's a bad thing. It means it's something you can improve on. It means something you can take action on and resolve. It's not like you're born with like a disability. It's not that you physically are like incapable of doing it. You actually can do it. The only thing that's kind of stopping you is your own like thoughts. And to bring a smile on your face, you control what you think about. You control your thoughts. You control whether you can overcome your fears or not. So realize it's a good thing. Stop thinking as posting content as like bad because you're scared to do it. It makes it like extremely bad and intimidating, daunting, stressful. Like they're all normal emotions, and that's good. That's fine. Like I know how you feel. I can relate to you. But if you can start to realize that it's better to be aware than unaware of how you feel, you're probably gonna be a whole lot more likely to take action sooner rather than later. Because I would waste, like, I'm talking over 8 to 10 months before posting my first little voiceover. Just because I wouldn't admit and like submit to my fear. I was being like the feminine bitch, bro. I was the pussy. And most likely you are too. But believe it or not, yeah, you can change that. Like, this is the first most important step. Let's just have this realization right now that you can actually do whatever you want. You probably heard this quote like a million times, but like, just stop for a minute. You're in your room, you're watching this video. What is theoretically stopping you right now from speaking to your phone, which is literally just like over here, it's on Do Not Disturb. From speaking to this, it's literally just like it's an object. The thing that's stopping you is fear. It's internal thoughts. And that's a good thing. That's like super, super good. I wish I could hear this sooner because you control that. That is in your hands. So stop making excuses. Stop saying, I'm not scared. I'll just do it later, because most likely it's a fear. And that's a good thing because we can solve that. And how do we solve that? We're going to discuss that soon. 2, eliminating excuses. Stop coping. Lol. You've made so many lies for like the last 3-4 years and you've just never taken action. I'm not good behind a camera. I can't speak. I get nervous. I don't know what to talk about. I'm boring. No one will listen to me. I'm not entertaining. I'm not educational. All those excuses I just said, those are the exact words I would say. Word for word. Word for word. Everything I just said, it's almost like they're skills, which skills you can become better at, right? How do you become better at skills? You do them. You act on the task at hand. I didn't become good at basketball by never playing basketball. I practiced. I shot like thousands of threes and I became a better three-point shooter. I didn't become good in the gym. I didn't build muscle from not going to the gym. I went to the gym. I took action. I lifted weights. I did what's hard. I didn't become good behind a camera by not going behind a camera. I just went behind a camera, no matter how awkward, shit, uncomfortable it was. I just did it. And now, believe it or not, I've gotten pretty okay at it. It doesn't scare me as much as it once did. It's like when you first go to the gym, you're like super, super scared. Is everyone looking at you? Is your form good? You're doing this right? You're doing this right? Is your hair right? Is what you're wearing okay for the gym? I'll just go on my phone, head down. Is everyone looking? You start going to the gym for a couple more months, you start to almost like give less of a fuck what everyone else is doing around you. And you start to focus more on what you're doing. Are you lifting the weight correctly? Are you training with the right intensity? Are you pushing hard enough? You know what I mean? You start to focus more on the internal than the external. That's the flip of the switch you have to make. You have to stop worrying about everyone else. You have to stop making excuses. You have to start saying to yourself, I'm going to start putting more effort. I'm going to start putting more effort on the internal. I'm going to start focusing more on the input rather than the output. And when you can flip this switch, when you start to become more impatient with the input rather than impatient with the output, that's when you improve. That's when you won't think twice about clicking the post button. I used to always shake before clicking that post button on TikTok. I would never think about posting long form YouTube videos 2-3 months ago from now. I was just so addicted to like short form, which I guess it put me in the position I am in today. It kind of built me up to this. But I honestly don't even know how right now I'm doing this, because I used to be the dumb guy. I'm not smart. I think it's just my willingness and desire to just ruthlessly take action is why I become good at things. And that's why you can do the same thing, because I'm just a normal guy. I'm literally not special. I'm not shit. I'm just some decent Greek guy who's got some muscle because I trained. Nothing special. It's a skill. No shit, you're not good behind a camera if you're just not doing it. You have to eliminate and eradicate these excuses, because they're the only things that are like holding, like pulling you back and are preventing you from becoming the man you want to become. Number 3, educating yourself. So I know I just touched on like their skills and you want to actually do it to become better at it, but how can you actually like autistically and specifically improve in like specific areas with making content? Whether it be if you're speaking, editing, whatever. I'm just going to speak a little bit more purely just about like speaking, because I know that's probably what you're interested in. Like, how can you speak better? How can you do this? How can you do that? Rather than like the editing side of things. You don't really want to edit. You want to be the guy making the stuff. You want to become a better speaker. You want to become more charismatic. You want to be calmer under like stressful situations. But you have no idea what to do. You don't have like the blueprint laid out in front of you. Like, what do I do? I don't know. And I just told you can become better. Well, how do you become better? What the fuck do you do? I go gym and I'm still scared to post. I go school, I study in uni and I'm still scared to post. I still care so much what other people think about me. I do cold showers, I do nofap, I do this, I do that. I'm still scared. How do you improve in these like specific areas? You read. It's that fucking simple, bro. You read books. You educate yourself. I promote reading books so much on this channel because it is truly life-changing for me. It is the one thing which actually like accelerated my willingness to take action. It educated me even more, like stuff I didn't learn, didn't know about, and didn't even know existed. It taught me stuff which I didn't know. And that most normal people don't know either because they never have the motivation to read a book. What if you were to start reading? What if you were to start reading specific books about like how can you speak faster? How can you stay more consistent? How can you become more stoic and not stress as much? How can you find your purpose? What if you were to actually spend the time, the minutes, the hours, the days, the weeks, the months on educating yourself? And I know books have like a really, really bad stigma because of high school. Purely because of the fact that, quite frankly, you're reading books that you weren't interested in. These like fiction storytelling books which just are a load of fucking shit. And that kind of destroys and disintegrates your whole motivation and desire to pick up and read a book in the first place. Bro, in high school, I'd only read a third of a book. I wouldn't finish the books I read in high school. Bless me, sorry. I wouldn't finish or read the books I was meant to read in high school. I would ignore them. I'd maybe read like 1/3 of it, and I'd fail the assignment specifically that the book was meant to be on. And I'd fail the assignment because I didn't read the book. I thought reading was cringe. I thought it was, gay. I hated it. But then I started watching videos of like other self-improvement guys, and they're saying about like, oh, bro, you got to read because no one else is doing this. You're only going to get this much more far ahead when you actually educate yourself. So I thought, okay, what's stopping me from buying a book online, cost me like 20, 25 bucks, and let's say a 200-page book. If I can just read 10 pages a day, that takes like 5 minutes. If I can read 10 pages a day for 20 days, 200 pages, I can finish this book in 20 days and have education that no one else does. What an investment. What a favor to the future version of myself. I became addicted to learning. I became addicted to knowing that the more I can do this, the sooner and more likely I'm going to become to have this like willingness to share what I just learned. You know when you learn something and you're like super, super passionate to tell your friends about it? Like, oh, boys, catch up. I've got to tell you this. I need it. That's exactly how I feel right now. And you can tell because I'm being like purely authentic. It's almost like we're just having a conversation at like the cafe or some shit. That's how I'd feel whenever I'd finish a book or even like a chapter of a book. When I'd learn something in like Think Faster, Talk Smarter, like a speaking skill, I'd want to go to the shopping center and implement this skill as soon as possible because I just learned something which I didn't know. And we all love learning. We all, like, as cringe as it sounds, I know it sounds cringe. We all love learning. When we're kids in school, we love learning about shit when we're in like year 1, year 2. The only problem is once we go into high school, you start learning about stuff which you just don't give 2 fucks, like about Pythagoras theorem or bullshit crap in math. Like that actually ruins your desire to learn because it's shit which is just fucking boring. And I don't blame you. But what if you were to start reading stuff which you're interested in? How to become a better speaker, how to become more productive, how to do what's hard in the moment but which promotes the future you, how to become more stoic, how to become more purposeful, how to become more masculine. That shit is interesting. And when you read about shit that's interesting, you want to start to speak about it even more. You're a whole lot more passionate. You want to take action and share your learnings because That's what I'm doing. I'm just sharing what the hell I've learned. And it feels fun doing so. It feels purposeful because I like teaching. I like being a leader. You're so scared of posting content. Okay, I used to be the same. Maybe you have nothing to teach. Maybe your life's pretty fucking boring. No shit, you don't know what to post about if you're just not learning. Yeah, you learned a lot when you were young and now it's just been plateaued for your last like 5 years. What if you were to continue this learning? Then yeah, you'd actually have a bit more motivation to start sharing whatever the fuck you just learned. I know I just ranted a lot, but please read books because it's life changing. And you've probably heard this a million times from like other self-improvement guys. Oh, read this book; it really helps. But man to man, like purely just what I've learned is that yeah, it's the harsh truth. You have to put in the work if you want to become better. If you want to eliminate these excuses, overcome these fears, you have to put in the work because not much is going to change if you don't. Every book you finish reading is like a step closer from you becoming the man you want to become. Read books. Number 4, doing what makes you happy. This is a mindset change which took me a while to realize. And it sounds so stupid me saying it now. Realize that you will be more happier when you do what you want to do. Correct? Duh, like yeah, you do more of what makes you happy and like the good stuff. Obviously, yeah, drugs and shit makes you happy, but it makes you feel shit afterwards. Not, you know what I mean. You want to start posting content, like it's something you want to do. Cool, that's great. Then do it. If it's something you want to do, then it'll probably make you happy by just doing it, right? Simple, but you have to become aware of this. If you're working a job which you don't like, it doesn't make you happy. You're depressed. You don't have energy. You have no time to work on something which is like purposeful to you. Not much will ever change. You're probably gonna be the same low test guy you currently are. But when you start to say to yourself, I'm gonna start doing what makes me happy. I'm not gonna quit my job. I'm just gonna start spending more time on what makes me happy. I'm slowly gonna flip the switch. Start focusing a little bit more on purpose, a little bit more on posting content. Content makes me happy, so I'm gonna start doing it. That's what I said to myself. Do what makes you happy. Whether it be writing a book, I don't know, whatever your goal is, but you click on this video, you want to start posting content. It's most likely this will make you happy. So start posting whatever you want to post as soon as possible. Because that's when you're going to become that happier, fulfilled version of yourself when you actually do what makes you happy, as I've already said. Again, it sounds so stupid me saying this. So stupid. But it's like we become, when we finish high school, at least for me, it's like you just become brainwashed and you lose that child joy of like happiness. You know what I mean? What's it called specifically? That like joy you'd get as a kid. You know what I mean? When just shit makes you happy, and you do it when you were little, but as you grow up, you start to do less of the stuff that makes you happy because you fear of like what others say. Your mental health isn't the best. Your habits are pretty fucked. Your diet's fucked. You're not working out consistently. Everything's just fucked. So you start to just do less of what makes you happy. But what if you were to flip this switch? What if you were to say to yourself, from this specific moment in time, I'm going to start doing every single thing that positively impacts my life and makes me feel good. That's what I'm going to do. You'd think sooner rather than later, you're going to start posting content when you start to do the right stuff instead of the wrong stuff. If you're constantly and consistently doing the wrong stuff, which makes you feel like shit, you're probably never ever going to overcome your fears. Whereas when you're doing stuff which makes you feel happy, stuff which is challenging but makes you feel good, you're going to ask yourself, what's the next thing? What can I do next which is kind of challenging that I'm scared of, but I want to attack. I want to improve at. Oh, posting content. I've never posted a video. Let's do that. That's pretty much my journey. Summarized in like a quick 2-minute example. Do more of what makes you happy. Some of my best advice. I've never spoken about this before. Number 5, starting small. Progressive overload. I know I just ranted a whole lot and I spoke kind of fast, but it was extremely motivational. It was extremely educational. But I'm going to be brutally honest with you. You're probably not going to take action, like, ever. You're also probably going to forget everything I just said. And it might just seem like too much. might seem way too daunting. Like, oh yeah, do this. I may have said it like extremely confident, and it was probably it's a bit daunting. I'm not gonna lie. To relax you a little bit, to calm you down a little bit, have the mindset of starting small. I didn't start posting content with these like long form videos, me ranting, me sharing everything, all this shit. This is like a higher level. And how did I reach this level? I started on level 1. And believe it or not, we all start somewhere. Same with gym. I used to be that skinny anorexic guy. I used to be scared of a camera. We all start on the same level. It's just a matter of how fast you can improve yourself. I started with picture slideshows. Picture, not even videos. I started with like pictures you can just slide through on TikTok of just like pictures of my gym progress. This was like in 2022. That was like my first TikTok I posted. Yeah, 2 years ago. Then it took me like a couple months to post kind of like a highlight reel of like a gym transformation, just with like videos, no talking involved, just like videos, you know what I mean? So that wasn't that hard. I was caring a lot about, oh, people are going to think this is cringe, but I just did it. Then it'd take me over a year and a half to then post my first voiceover. So at the time, inconsistently for like 10 to 15 months, I was just posting like maybe a gym video once a month. Probably like once a month. With like text on the screen or just like a bunch of like fast clips. Which isn't the hardest thing. Like anyone can just chuck a video out there. We kind of do that with Instagram, with stories and shit, you know what I mean? It was the voiceovers part which was like crazy scary for me and that I'd shit the bed for. How did I do it? How did I just do my first voiceover? Well, if I'm being brutally honest with you, I locked myself in this room. I said to my brother, I'm not leaving this room until I finish recording this voiceover. I had a pre-written script and it still took me like 50 tries because I was spasming, bro. I was that nervous. But I just kept trying. As much as I cringed with hearing my own voice, as bad as I spoke, as like monotoned as I was, I just did it over and over and over again. The same repetition. And once I did it, once I did something that was scary, that was hard, I felt good. I had like a little testosterone boost. I felt like, damn, that was scary, and I just did it. Holy shit. Tomorrow would roll around, and I'd try challenge myself again. You know when you do a new habit and it makes you feel good, and then you want to like be consistent with it, you want to tick that box every single day? That's how I felt with voiceovers. And I understood at the time that every single piece of content I just chuck out there, theoretically, I should become better, not only with editing, but just with like speaking. I used to had like a growth mindset instead of like the scarcity mind. I used to think like, oh, I'll never become good. I won't. I used to make excuses, like I said at the start. But then I started to flip the switch. I started to ask myself, what if I can have a growth mindset? What if every video I post every single day, up until December 31st, like the end of 2023, how much better of a speaker will I be? That's genuinely what I asked myself. If I can post a video from, I think it was like September 2023 all the way to December 31st, if I can post a TikTok every day, how much more would I improve? And believe it or not, I shocked myself. Like, the progress was insane. I used to be that guy who'd always like swear like insecurely behind a camera. I used to be monotone, just say fucking. I was that guy. And I look back now and every month I just kept posting. I look back every month, I'm like, holy shit. Why did I used to be so scared of this? I'm like a new person every single month. That's what my life would feel like at like the end of 2023 and now 2024. This was literally not even a year ago. But every month I felt like I've just unleashed a new animal. I've just leveled up. It was ridiculous. And then I started doing live streams on TikTok. Like, because I felt like that was the most bang for buck thing to do at the time. Be more engaging with the people that follow me. People actually get to know me a little bit more. Which is like, that's a high, like scary level, like speaking live to people. But I do live streams before YouTube, which sounds weird. But I felt like that just helped me even more. Because doing live streams actually made me a whole lot more likely to make a fuckload of more mistakes. And when I made all those mistakes in live, that helped me with then doing long form. Now it feels like I'm just speaking to you one-on-one, like kind of live, even though these videos get posted at like a later date. That's what it feels like. So I feel like I've followed like the perfect order, and this is the structure you should follow. Starting small. Progressive overload. Just like with gym. You didn't walk into the gym for the first time expecting to bench 100 kilos. You'd get crushed. Wouldn't be pretty. Like, at all. So don't expect to speak fluently, precisely in front of a camera first. Because I didn't. I still suck at speaking. I'm still trying to improve. I know I'm not the best yet. I'm not saying I'm the best. I'm still a willing learner. I still want to become better at this. I'm just sharing with you like the progress I've made in this like short period of time. I'm still trying to become better. And me trying to become better is literally doing this right now. What are you doing right now to become better? Are you taking action or not? Because we all start on level 1. And that's a good thing. We all start as noobs. We all start insecure. We all start awkward. How can you just try figure out or find a way? How can you educate yourself? How can you learn what I can do every single day to become better? And that's when you overcome your fear of not only caring about what others think, but just the fear of just posting content in itself. Start small. Number 6, actionable step, nice and short. You have 24 hours to post your first piece of content. That's it. That's it. Go. the clock's ticking, bro. What's the time? It's 8 a.m. The clock's ticking, man. 24 hours. You now have 23 hours and 59 minutes. That's it. You either take action or you stay the same. This video may have motivated you. It may have educated you with stuff you didn't know previously. Good. But if you don't take action, this video was like another instant gratification habit. You just wasted like, how long has this video been? Like 30 minutes of your time. I don't care if you've learned a thing or two because you most likely know what to do in the gym, but you never go gym. You most likely know that eating healthy benefits you with your looks and body weight, but you don't do that either. You know fat is not good for you, but you're fat. It's just a matter of taking action. We all know what to do. We all know not what to do. Maybe you didn't know how to post content. Maybe you're a bit autistic, whatever. But now you know. Now you know what I was scared of. Now you know all my advice, all my lessons and learnings. Now there's just 2 options. You take action or you stay the same. You decide. I'll leave it with you. I hope this advice was valuable and it motivates and gives you the education you need to overcome your fear of posting content. Leave a comment about your self-improvement journey down below. Like and subscribe for more videos about self-improvement. I'll see you in the next video. Mwah!